earlier I told like there are different roles and available for a person to work in Tableau, right? And all these things can be done only by a database, I mean Tableau administrator. With respect to Tableau, we used to classify based on their working nature into three types: Tableau developer, Tableau reader, Tableau administrator. And this Tableau administrator has the capacity or capability to give access to others. And there are a list of roles. Okay, these are the roles like how the user of a Tableau can access the data. One, server administrator. The server administrator is the prime person who has the ability to give access to each and every person, whoever he or she needs. Like this server administrator has a capability to, what are the list of capabilities means, they can give access to users, I mean below any of the below access to the people, like a site administrator, site creator, site explorer, viewer, and unlicensed. Let me explain each and everything one by one. Server administrator, like similar to any other software, any other product, this Tableau has its own dedicated server where the data resides. I mean, but this data is like not on premise, it is totally cloud. What is the difference between on premise and cloud? On premise is nothing but like say for example, if I have a data and I have the data in my own system itself within my campus, then it is called on premise. What is cloud data? I have my own data, but not at my place. It is residing at some other place, in some other people's machine, some other people's server, whatever it may be. That is called cloud. There is a high level difference between cloud and on premise. Like this server administrator decides like how much data capacity should be the server having in order to work efficiently and in order to improve the performance. Like how many users can be given access to each and every server, how many sites can run in a server. Sites in the sense like how many site is nothing but a site is nothing but a stage where the dashboard, story, those things are like deployed. And site is the place like where each and every Tableau users will come and explore the data, will come and read the data, will come and view the data, those things and all. Like for each and every server based on its capability, like how many sites can be deployed in a server, because including more and more sites in a particular server will definitely improve the capability of the server. I mean, say for example, like it will exceed its load capacity. That is why we used to have this load balancing technique and those things. And the load balancing technique is like, say for example, if the Tableau administrator has around some 2 or 3 server capabilities, then for each and every server there will be I want to say like sharing this amount of sites can be deployed in this server. This amount of sites can be deployed in the server. Deployment is nothing but running those sites in a server. Like if I have created a dashboard, that dashboard should be running on the site, and that site will be deployed in a server. That is how the deployment process will goes further. I mean, goes ahead. Then comes site administrator. And privilege wise, site administrator is a bit lower to server administrator. The site administrators, like his influence will get stuck within this site. For example, if I'm the server administrator and I have given access to a person X to take control over this site alone, then he'll be having the control over this site alone. He will be like giving access to, he'll be looking after giving access to any people to that site alone. Then he'll be looking after what are the data sources that are like what are the data sources that are involved into that site. Then he'll be taking care of the assets of that data, that site. Assets in the sense like say for example, asset is where, I mean not asset, site is the place like where the data are being pushed and the dashboard has been deployed. And this site has its own asset like that Assets are nothing but data source, users, and those things. Yes, users. All these things are asset. These assets will be maintained by site administrator. Like who and all should be given access, what are the data sources, how much is the limit of the data source should be allowed for this site. These are called site administrator. These people are called as site administrator. Then comes site creator. Those who are involved in creating of the site. Say for example, I've given to, as I told, I have given access to person X to look after that site. He will give access to some person Y, and he will be involved in creating the Tableau and creating a Tableau worksheet, dashboards, and those things and all. Then comes site explorer, and this explorer will be just viewing in a external version. Viewer can only view, they can't do edit and those things and all. While the explorer can do edit, but they can't create a new dashboards. Then comes unlicensed. Unlicensed is nothing but in case if a person leaves an organization. However, he would have created some dashboards which are important to the company. If he leaves the organization, then obviously the account which he has should be revoked. If he, if his dashboards, his access has been revoked, then what happens to his dashboards means those dashboards also will get vanished. In such cases, site administrator will make his access as unlicensed, which means he can't use. No one else can use his dashboards. Yes, no one has can use his dashboards in a exploratory way. Like they can only get the data from those dashboards and they can use it, but they can't edit it. This is the other type of role. So here comes DB connectivity. Since I have worked in Oracle and MongoDB, I have put a screenshot of those two alone. Like server, if you want to connect to Oracle database, then as I told, like you need to install Oracle Tableau driver, which I have shown you sometime back. After installing, you need to enter these details like server IP address or server name. Then comes service name, then port number, whatever the port in which the server is running. Then while logging in, you can log in two ways. One is through integrated authentication, other one is like using specific username and password. What is integrated authentication? Integrated authentication is Active Directory. Active Directory means like as I told in this slide, in server administrator, he creates a list of users details and those users will be like given access. So say for example, as I told, not in this is not possible in Tableau desktop. This is possible only in Tableau Online and Tableau Server. As soon as he logs in into this Tableau Online, okay, fine, this user has logged in. So if he wants to handle that, if he wants to include a data source, it will be possible. Like a single sign-in, it is called. Single sign-in means like you will be just logging in only once. The rest everything will be connected to the server. Like this, I want everyone should be clear. I think is it clear for you, like difference between single sign-in and specific username and password? Because it is very important concept. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I saw one chat. Okay. Now comes MongoDB. As I told, like in MongoDB, we need a separate BI connector. BI connector is nothing but a business intelligence connector. MongoDB itself has developed a component called MongoDB BI, and using this BI, they can connect with MongoDB. Similarly, for MongoDB also, you need to enter this local host, and local host is nothing but the server IP address or server name, whatever it may be. Then comes the port number. Similarly, the username, password. And this in MongoDB, like there's disadvantage, like we can't maintain a user directory, because this user directory is like only for with respect to a few database where those database itself has developed a component, Active Directory component. In Oracle, this component is actually this is one of the influential component that is existing in Oracle database, not only in Oracle database but other database like PostgreSQL it is there. Then in MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, in all these prominent database, this Active Directory component is there. And in case if you are using Windows operating system, then you need to select SSL, a secure socket layer. In Ubuntu, in Linux, and those things and all, you need not. Okay, fine. From Tableau administrator perspective, this is how we need to give role-based accessibility. Like this thing you will not be able to see here, because only if you have access to Oracle, if you have access to Tableau server, then only you can give this thing. If you want to add any user to view your Tableau dashboards and site and those things and all, you need to click add user and then you have to enter those details. Similarly, for site role, you need to click the site role and then you have to give. And if you want to add them into this Active Directory, you need to click into that authentication and those things you need to do. And if you want to remove any users from viewing those dashboards, stories and those things and all, then you need to use them. Click remove and then you have to do. Okay, fine. Now let us see file structure and Tableau backend. File structure, like whenever you process any Excel sheet or database from data from any database, then you will get a backend structure. See, this is a practice workbook. This is the .tw file. This TW file is nothing but Tableau workbook. Whenever you create a okay, fine. This is a worksheet file. If I save this, so this is what this Tableau workbook. After creating this Tableau workbook, you can take this data to any other. If I have created this Tableau workbook in my laptop, if I want to take the work this in another machine, then I just need to copy this Tableau, and then I need to use the details of those database. Actually, this is possible only if you are using cloud database and those things and all. It is not so good in this thing. What to say, extract data type. It is possible and good enough feature for its live in connection. Difference between the TWB and TWBX is TW is nothing but just a simple workbook, and if you want them to be connected as a data package, for example, if you want all this information as such, like I have this data in my machine, like Tableau worksheet, assets, data source, all those connectivity, those things. If you want all these things to be imported into another machine, then you have to save this as TWBX format. Then comes TDE, Tableau Data Extract. See this thing. This is the data that we have extracted from the dashboard, which has this is the data which we have extracted from the dashboard that was posted in the server. This data, like for example, the viewer wants this data. For example, like I'll give you an example. If I have insured a data insured some amount in an insurance company, and if I want the data, and I can download the data. And if I download the data, that data will be looking like this Tableau extract. And here comes the Tableau data source. This is nothing but the data source which I have used to get that visualization. These are the 3 files which are created while we are using the data in the Tableau. So till now you have any doubt? Hello. So you are asking me to explain about, can you repeat data collection? Okay, data collection in the sense like from which perspective you're asking?
Hello. Yes, sir. Data connectivity.
I mean, you have mentioned it as data collection, right?
No, sir. Data connectivity.
Okay, fine. Data connectivity in the sense like from which database? I mean, from which data source? Like you are asking about from files or database or cloud?
MongoDB you shown here. How we connect to our data sheets?
From MongoDB, right? This thing, right? Hello. Hello.
Anjali ma'am? Anjali ma'am, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So you're asking about how to connect with the MongoDB database,
Okay.
right? Let me check whether I have installed MongoDB in my machine.
So she was asking like how to connect worksheets with MongoDB. So I think that was her question. But she has a poor network. I think she couldn't connect us with now. It would be great if you can explain her that how to connect worksheets in MongoDB.
Connecting worksheets in MongoDB is not possible. Like MongoDB data, data extracted from MongoDB will be converted into worksheets, and those data worksheets can be used in another Tableau.
Oh,
You're
okay, sir.
asking like a reversal process, like how to connect a worksheet with MongoDB. That is not possible. Like we can get the data from MongoDB, and those data can be converted into worksheets.
Okay, sir. I think Anjali ma'am, you must have understood, or else you can come up online and you can ask him directly for yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Got it. Got it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
sir.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Sorry,
Yes,
I
sir.
have muted it. Like
That's okay, sir. You can go ahead.
before going towards like how to prepare the data, I just want to get information from you. Like, what is in your point of view? How will you prepare the data if you want to visualize the data? You can type here. Hello.
Sudarshan, sir, I think you're on mute. Okay, now you've come up.
No, I have asked you all a question. Like, how will you prepare in case if you're asked to visualize the data, like from your perspective?
I think they're putting up in the chat box.
Okay. Hey guys, please speak non-technically. I'm not asking about technically, like which file you'll be using and all. Like if you are asking me in case you would have done many projects like this. What your scenario is? What are the data which you are going to use? Like I'm asking non-technically from background study. Okay, data collection. Compared to show efficiency, efficiency, organization efficiency, data in the backend, records to data. Okay, fine. How you make the data easy to digest? I told before, right? Let me tell you. Data is raw and unprocessed data. Like, say for example, if you want to arrange a pile of notebooks in a proper way, right now it has been thrown here and there in the room. You will be collecting collecting, and you will be arranging it in order wise. Say for example, you can't keep the smaller size note in the down bottom, and you can't keep a larger size note at the top. Similarly, you have to arrange the data like in a sequence, like what data should come. Okay, I mean after which data, which data should come after which data, like that you have to arrange, and then you have to proceed further. That is how the data, that is the way in which the data should be processed. The sequence of the data should be fine, the quality of the data should be fine, the data should be consistent, and the data should be continuous. In case if the data is discrete, then it has a separate approach should be followed, because continuous data will be having a different information, and discrete data will be having this different information. Continuous means like analog data. We used to call it as analog data, and discrete is the string data or discontinuous data. Like for example, let us take information about this election. Election used to come only once in 5 years. The data will not be continuous. For example, if you want to get information about which person has won from this constituency, then it is like a discrete data. We'll be getting once in every 5 years. In case if you want to get the weather data, that you will be getting it as a continuous data. Okay, fine. Yes, discrete data. Based on this information, based on the nature of the data, will be, based on this nature of the information, and based on the quality of the information, based on the quantity of the information, we'll be preparing it. Okay, fine. The data gathering. Data gathering is the first process which you need to do. Yeah, fine. Discrete is not like a continuous data. Discrete is like a timely data. For example, like now I have got data. I will be getting data in another periodic interval. That is what is called discrete data. Is that okay, ma'am? Sri Lakshmi, ma'am?
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. Yes. Now data gathering. Data gathering is like getting the data from each and every corner, like because each and every data, speculation of data is very important. We used to call data as a granule. Granule is like each and every dot in a stream of light. For example, if you switch on the torch, it will be giving a light beam, right? In that light beam, you can see some dots. That is how we used to call as data. Each and every data is called as like a particle or a granule of a beam, because having all those data together, and we'll be working on it, and we'll be getting a visualized report or a document, whatever it may be. So for that, we'll be following a process called extract, transform, and load process. This extract process is like extracting the data from each and every data source. Each and every data source, as I told them in my morning session, like each and every data source is like from different department, from different client. This is how the data will be. Clearly, to explain with my scenario, I have worked in such a scenario, like in from my client, there are some 20,000 to 30,000 customers were there. These 20 to 30,000 customers were like a prominent customers, not like a small each and individual customers. Apart from that, there are some lakhs and lakhs of individual customers. We have some data in backend. Oh, so sorry, fine. Okay, what are we left? Yes, we'll be having some 20 to 30,000 data. We'll be having those data in a different format, because like in some company, the receipts will be in this format. Some company, the receipts will be in a different data format, different language, all those different language, because we have faced this issue in a critical way. Like people from Japan used to give receipts in Japanese. People from China used to give receipts data in Mandarin. People from other North European countries will give data in their own language format. In Russia, in Russian language. Similarly, in India, we'll be having different language data, and all these data should be converted. For this, we'll be using a different API language concepts, and then and this process is called like a working on transformation process. After getting this data, we'll be transforming it in a different way, like how the machine can read. After transforming it into this format, and we'll be loading the data into this Tableau. After loading the data into the Tableau, like the Tableau will process, and then it will convert them into a tabular column. After making it into a tabular column, the Tableau analyst or developer will create the required visualizations. And in the market, there are other Tableau preparation tools are available, like a RapidMiner, Informatica, Power BI, and etc. Data handling and capacity of Tableau, there is no limit as of now. Like any number of rows and data can be handled by Tableau, but this time stream is very important. Like in case of large amount of data, the replication time is bit high. Let me show you an example. Let me put the city here. product. Profit quantity sales. See, in this case, the data is not so big, so the output is being quite faster. In case if you are giving even more lots and lots of data, then the rendering of output will be time-taking process. It will be asking like really if you want to add all these data or if you want to specifically add few data, so it will be giving you a pop-up, and accordingly you need to proceed further. Okay, fine. In data preparation process, there are 5 steps. One is de-shelving, disintegrating, diagnosing, developing, and demonstrating. What is de-shelving? Like say here, so I'm going to shelve the data. I mean, de-shelve the data. De-shelve the data in the sense like, see, shelf is like this region. This is where I need to, this is the place where I have to put all the data and I have to process it. This is the place. From these are the shelves, I'm going to de-shelve the data. Now I have de-shelved that. De-shelving is the process like picking the data from a shelf. This is the shelf. From here, I'm putting the, I'm picking the data. I'm de-shelving it. Then disintegrate. Disintegrate is like this is the total integrated data. If I want to get the data of sales of a city in particular time, that are ordered date, okay, fine. So if I want the data like this, and here I have got all these data, so integrate the data. So I need to disintegrate what are all the data which I need. This is the process of disintegration. Diagnose. So like here I have got this data, and here if I want to filter few data like based on condition, I want only the name of cities which are starting with A. So filter. Let me edit this here. Condition. If I want only A, then I need to uncheck this all. That are starting with A. Okay, fine. If I need data till Arlington, then I can exclude all these things. I can say, okay, it will give you all only the included data. See here, all other data are excluded here. Find values. If I want only in terms of A, it will give you. Okay, fine. Now we have got data of all the places. Okay. You can get like whatever the cities you want. But for this, you can use these options like you can filter like whatever you need. This is like to get by formula top 10. Someone has pinged. Okay. By field, if you want to find some less than maybe let me check in the value. Your data. Instead, we can also do it in this way. Let me make it show filter. If I want data less than this thing. Similarly, if I want data only for 2016 and 2018, I can get it like this. If I want to compare the data between 2016 and 17, then I can go for a dual axis. I mean to say like if I want to compare the sales with respect to profit. Say for example, the scenario is like have given some amount of sales, and for that sales I would have got a some amount of profit. And if I want to compare those profits with respect to 1 year and another year, then how will I do? Let me take this in. City sales. This is another sales. Profit. Dual axis. Let me check. On this one. Sales as let me make sales bar, profit as line. Let me come the order date. Two 2015, 2016, 2017. Like that, it will be coming. I just want data between 2016 and 2017. Atlanta, 2016, Melbourne, 2017. which means that Atlanta doesn't have data for 2017. So like this is the diagnosis process. Diagnosis like based on our requirement, we'll be proceeding further. Then develop. After finding like okay, this is how our report. I mean, this is how the report we need to develop, and this is what the client is requiring from us. After understanding that, then we need to further develop it. After developing, we'll be giving this report to the client, and that report should be demonstrating by itself. The report should be in such a way like the report doesn't require separate demonstrator. That is how the data should be prepared. See, in this pictorial representation, you can understand like extracting the data from several data sources, like the data source one, this is Excel sheet, and this is database from here, and all these things should be transformed in this place, like using the transformation engine. And this Tableau has a engine like a VQL, visualization query language. Using that engine, that visualizes the data, then we'll be getting a target like what is being required. And this Tableau can also be used, this join concepts. I don't know how many people of you are here from CS department, or I don't know whether all of you are aware of this database concept. Let me show you. This is one table, and I can join this with people. Let me compare. Yes, the relationship is being covered by a primary key called region. Based on this region, the data are being compared. This is orders table, and this is people's table. After joining them, we can get a table which is cardinality. These are totally technical concepts which Tableau developer does not require. So it's like comparing with let me check what's the region. Yes, based on this region, okay, fine. Based on this region, the data will get combined together. The condition here is given as region. Okay. Okay, fine. So here you can see those joins, like based on which condition we have joined here. Like based on this region, we have joined these two tables. Okay, with respect to joins, there are 4 types of joins which we can use, like inner join or a full join. I mean, not full join. Like it will compare only like similar to the set language properties like intersection, union, those things and all. Like intersection concept is similar to this inner join. Like we have taken 2 tables. Like after comparing these two, only these 2 rows are equal to each other. Say for example, in first table we have 4 regions like north, east, west, south. Similarly, in this thing, at the table also we had the same region. It will compare with respect to those regions, and it will tabulate the data in a tabular form. Then full join. In full join, like you can see, tables from data from both the tables, like irrespective of the common thing. Like in, for example, if region, if it has a central is another type of region, then it will get all details of all those central region as well. And in other table, if you have regions like northeast, northwest, north, south, southeast, and those things like northeast, all those data also will get populated. And in left join, for example, I have 5 regions: north, east, west, south, and central. And in right table, in another table, I have got only 4 regions: north, east, west, south. And here it will compare those two, and it will populate the data of central as well. Similarly, in right join, if it has data of the table like 4 regions in the first table, and it has 6 regions in the second table, then it will give information about those four tables in the first table, 4 regions in the first table, as well as the 6 regions in the second table as well. I mean, it will give the full data or the entire data of the second table, I mean the right side table. This is what's called as SQL joins. In this join and the ETL concept, is there any doubt for anyone?
Participants, if you have any doubts, please unmute yourself and you can come online for us. You can ask him directly. He's ready to address your questions. Participants, do you have any doubts? Yes, ma'am. Lata Venkatesan, ma'am. You have raised your hand. Yes, ma'am. You can ask him. Lata, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
The presentation is very good. Actually, what are the databases right now available in Tableau to compare?
Yes, second here.
Because most of the lecture is only on COVID database. Generally, what are the database available in the Tableau? Hello.
Sir, can you
Hello.
hear her, sir? Just a second, ma'am. I think he has muted himself. Sir, I think if you can hear us, please unmute yourself, sir. You're on mute mode, it seems.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir, we can hear you now, sir.
Yes, I can hear. Okay. So you're telling like most of the details which you are seeing are only with respect to Excel sheet, right?
Yeah, actually, what are the database? Yes, whether in Excel sheet or in any other form, I need databases to
Yes.
compare with my database or something like that. So if I do some survey regarding some process, now generally most of them are giving the examples only on COVID, something like that. So is there any innovative database? For example, I asked teaching and learning.
Okay, fine. Example, like have you heard about this ant colony optimization?
No, I'm not able to hear you clearly, sir. Your voice
Wait,
is very
wait. Have you heard about this ant colony optimization?
What is that? Come again, sir.
Ant colony optimization, swarm intelligence, and those.
Okay.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes, actually, this is a real-time project that has happened in Estonia, a country in Europe. They have made a traffic management system based on this algorithm.
Okay.
You can get this data in Google, or else if needed, I'll give to you the data, like a link from where you can get the data, and it is a better source to do a survey. for to get a better knowledge on this Tableau.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
If
Thank you,
want,
Lata ma'am. Sir, Dr. J. Kavita has a question like she wants you to give some examples on joins. Can you give her, sir?
joins is nothing but like connecting two tables, and as soon as you connect any two tables based on those two primary keys, it will tabulate the data in the below. Like I have shown you right here. I have just made a join here based on this related field region in orders table and region in people table. It will operate the data, and this data can be worked out here.
Hello, sir. Good morning. This is Shanta Devi.
Yes, tell me.
So here we can connect only the same type of databases or different types of databases also we can connect.
Same data. Oh, so you're asking about heterogeneous data type. The problem in heterogeneous
yes.
data type is like, I'll tell you. Say for example, you have connected Oracle Superstore. If you want to add another data source,
So screen is not shared. I think.
So if you're sharing any screen, because like we cannot see any screen share. If you're intent if you're intending to share some screen, you can share it, sir.
the screen, are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah,
Yes,
yes.
sir. Yes, sir. We can see it now.
Okay. If I want to add new data source, let me add another data from Google Sheet. Yes, it is doable actually. Let me have data, new data source. Let me check the Google Sheet. See, so like these are the Google Sheets that are available for me here. Let me take one flight reservation. So you can use more than one data sources here. Is that clear now? Hello. Hello.
Yes, she is put up in the chat box. Participants, do you have any more questions? Any more questions, participants? You can just unmute yourself and you can ask him. So I think we are done with the questions.
Okay, fine.
Hello.
Shanta
Sorry
Devi
for
ma'am is
the-
there. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah, my network problem. Yes.
No issues, ma'am. No issues, ma'am.
So, ma'am, whether you understood like what I said regarding heterogeneous database
Yes,
connectivity?
sir. Yes.
Okay. So it is possible like you need to connect one more database, and those database details you need to just drag and drop.
Okay.
So is that clear for everyone now? Like how to connect to database, like what are the ways of connectivity, like what are the data types that can be
Sir, did
connected
you
with the
demonstrate
Tableau?
that because I missed it, the connectivity? Totally network is gone.
Okay, fine. I'll
Can you
connect.
make it one more time? Yeah.
Yes, I'll give you. Let me remove this. Yes. Okay, fine. If I want to add another data source, I need to click this new data source. I need to check like I need to select whichever the database I need to connect with. Let me type with Google Sheet. This is an example for this cloud database, like cloud data source. Then this is my Gmail account to which I'll be accessing this thing. Yes, give permission. Okay. Now I can see the list of sheets which I have under my name. Let me select. This is what I need to investigate now. Connect. So now you can see that you can see that sheet here. So this is one data source and this is another data source. Similarly, you can connect n number of data sources, whichever you want to connect.
Okay.
And what is all that you have to do is you have to drag and drop the tables, whichever you need to compare with.
Okay. Okay.
Similarly, if you want to, okay, fine. And if you want to connect with the other data source like Oracle.
If there is any limitation that only some numbers here, how many data?
No, you don't have any such limitation. But one thing is like if you are connecting with more data, then data computation speed might differ.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Apart from that, you don't have any other limitation.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So till now, we have come across a few things like roles, assignment, then data connectivity, types of data connectivity, and how to connect data, and all those things, right?
Hello, sir. One more doubt.
Yes. Tell me.
So we are taking the data set from the online source, different data. In case the system file is in our local system, so can we
Okay.
use that also?
Yes, we can use it. I'll show you a demo on that also. Add data source. Microsoft Office. Sample used to. See, the reason why this is showing error or warning is you need to pick the table. See, now that error has gone. So the first two are within my local machine, and this one is in cloud.
All are same type or it's a different type?
Same type in the sense like same file. Right.
File
Yes.
extension. File extension.
File extension wise, all of them are same. I mean, same.
Can we take a different also?
Actually, I don't have a different file, but meanwhile, before during our next session, I'll create a different file, maybe a text or a JSON file, and then I'll try to add it here. I'll show you that.
Okay.
Any more questions, participants? Anybody has any more doubts?
Blended in the sense like how we are asking, Devjit. Devjit. No, like you can come. I mean, you can unmute and ask the question because I don't understand the question.
Sir, I mean, like when you are saying that different kind of files be inserted. Suppose,
Okay.
sir, if I have an image file, a number of image files, and I need to visualize them, like suppose image recognition, something like that. So in that case, can image JPG files or JPEG files they can be used in this case?
No, sir. Obviously, I can't use the image files and all because from image, what data you'll be getting?
No, I'm just asking. Like when it comes to PD, you are saying text files, PDF files. So that's why I was asking.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you. Text files and PDF files will be having a data in the sense like in numbers and alphabets. But in image files, you'll not be getting those information. So obviously, we can't do with image recognition because that is totally a different concept. You can't do it with the data visualizations.
Okay, sir.
Anybody else? If you have any doubts, please come unmute yourself and you can ask him. Please come online. Okay, sir, I think the questions, that's it with the questions.
Okay, fine. So I'll come with scenario-based questions. I mean, scenario-based session in the third session, so that you'll get a more clarity, like how the data should be and how the data should not be in visualized graph.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. We're waiting for your next session. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and also your experience. I think that is where the rubber meets road, like explanations. Thank you so much for that, sir. And thank you really for your patience, for like waiting every now and then to just make sure we have understood till that. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your dedication, sir. We are waiting for your next session, sir.
Okay, thank you.